Usually I would have had an idea by about midnight last night about what was going to be announced today, but this morning we still really are none the wiser. We do know that the First Minister will address the nation just after midday today to kind of outline his plan as to what life in Wales could be like after Christmas, and we are expecting a few more restrictions to be announced, possibly for the hospitality sector in particular. Now, measures for after Christmas could include things like the return of the rule of six and table service at restaurants and pubs. His announcement may even include indoor mixing and the return of household bubbles, but it's currently unclear if people will be advised just to limit their social contact, or it will actually become law as to, how many people you can have in your house. Those details aren't known just of yet, but we do know that ministers aren't expected to announce any kind of lockdown over Christmas. Today's announcement is purely going to be for after Christmas and what we could see coming from Boxing Day onwards. Now, last week it was announced that from the 27th of December, workplaces and shops will have to implement that 2-metre social distancing rule again, and nightclubs will be closed too. So it kind of feels like COVID measures here in Wales are trickling down and coming back into our lives once again, without Wales actually going beyond alert level 0. So we'll have to wait for that announcement after midday from the First Minister to kind of see what life in Wales will be like after Christmas. But those in the hospitality industry are particularly concerned about what the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022 could look like for them and their businesses.
OK, Lillian, I know you're going to be across that for us this morning, but let's also mention this story. Tell us the details. Fines can now be handed out to people in Wales who aren't working from home without good reason. What are the details?
Yeah, that's right, Rosie. A really interesting one and quite a shocking story, obviously, for people working in Wales. So until now, people in Wales have been advised to work from home if they can. So this has been guidance from the Welsh Government, which has been unwavering throughout the pandemic. So if you can work from home, please take that option if you can. However, as of this week, workers will receive a £60 fixed penalty notice, and companies will be hit with a £1,000 fine if people are found to be working in the office or on location if they could well have been working from home instead. Now, unions are particularly shocked about this decision, saying it's not up to the employee always as to, where is best for them to work. So slapping a fine on them is counterproductive because it's not necessarily their responsibility to decide where they should be working. So unions are also saying that the fine actually could well affect the poorest and the most vulnerable workers in Wales. So this enforcement approach of this kind of includes the improvement or closure of premises, with business owners liable to be fined £1,000 for not complying, which could then rise to a maximum of £10,000. Now, the Welsh Conservatives and the Welsh Liberal Democrats have asked the Welsh Government to scrap the £60 fine, which can be, implemented onto individual workers and employees. And this announcement kind of came out of nowhere. There was no formal announcement that this was going to happen. It just kind of happened this week and we all found out about it. But the Welsh Government say that these additional measures have been introduced to limit the spread of the virus and protect public health. But, as I said, unions are not happy about this decision at all.